there, friends. I hope that you are having a good day. I am working in my traveler's notebook junk journal that I have kind of turned into an art journal and a stash journal. It's just got a lot of my favorite things in it. This morning, I'm working on a page about last week. And last week was it was a challenging week. We lost Kate Spade and the wonderful Anthony Bourdain. I did not know a lot about Kate Spade, but I really did enjoy Anthony Bourdain. I thought he embraced life with a real passionate vim and vigor, and I really did love his spirit of adventure. So I thought this morning, I've kind of been thinking about last week, not only in that respect, but also because I had a blue week. I can't describe it. It just, I listen to a lot of Abraham, and I believe in the teachings of Abraham and a lot of other metaphysical teachers. I like Wayne Dyer. I like Shakti Gawain. I like Jack Kornfield. I like Deepak Chopra. So all of these metaphysical teachers will tell you that it is the best thing for you to stay in a positive frame of mind. Well, sometimes that's just not the easiest thing in the world to do. Right now on these pages, I am adding some blue shimmer paint, and then I dip into that gray, which I really do love. This is you guys asked me about this. This is a Yasutomo palette, and I will try to find a link to it so you can find out about it for yourself. Someone gave me this palette, and I love it. It's shimmery. It covers well. The left page that you see is a tea-dyed piece of ephemera. The right page that I'm putting paint on right now is a 1902 piece of ephemera. And you can see how nicely the paint spreads over each one of these very different kind of documents. I would think that probably the left page was 1970, the right page 1902. I'm trying to decide what to do. These are called mistables, and of course they're stars, and I love them. And I'm trying to figure out if they take paint, because I do not have my sprays up here because I'm working on inky papers and jelly prints in the downstairs sunroom studio. So I don't have a lot of well, I don't have anything up there. Okay, see that? That would have brought me to tears last week, okay? My paintbrush broke. Big deal. It kind of got paint all over everything, and I'm like, well, shoot. Last week, I was going through a phase, and that would have just, I would have turned off the camera. I wouldn't have finished my page. I don't know what was going on last week. Maybe the planets were out of alignment. I don't really know. I know I was out of alignment. I'm raising my hand really big and high right here. So there we go. I realized the only thing that I have to paint with is my fingers. So we're just going for that. And I'm dipping them in the shimmer paint. And it's turning out really good on the little stars there. Those stars, like I said, they're called mistables, but they're canvas, and they're just so cool. And I don't really even know where they came from, but they're kind of in my favorite stash. I think I'm putting away my paint right now and trying to figure out what else to do. I love also the way this paint dries on the page. It does not dry with any residue. It is just such a nice paint. Leanne gave me this card that says it's just a phase, and it has a moon on it. And the card really prompted the page, because I was thinking, you know, if when you're not feeling good, you know, when you're feeling blue, if you kind of, and I'm not trivializing mental illness at all. Lord knows, you know, I've dealt with it my fair share. But I'm I'm just saying that a lot of times it's just a phase. You know, like last week, it was just a phase. It was just like I was out of sync. I can't even describe it any other way than that. I was out of sync. I was out of alignment. I was off my game, and I'm just not sure why. But if you can kind of just hang on and hang in there for, you know, sometimes just 24 hours. I read an article not long ago that said the best 6 doctors are sunshine, water, rest, air, exercise, and diet. And I thought, you know, that's really smart, because that really is what it is all about. Yesterday I was able to get in the sunshine, and it was actually sunny here, which it has not been. And we had a very dark, dreary winter. We had a dark, dreary 20 inches of rain spring. This week it's been dark and dreary and rainy, but finally yesterday the sunshine came out, and it just, you know, it just made me feel better. Water is really important. I drink a ton of water, and I really do advocate water. Rest is, without good rest, I'm just no good. And you know, sometimes I wonder about people like Kate Spade and Mr. Bourdain. If, you know, are you getting enough rest? You know, are you able to sleep? I think that's such an important thing, and I know that people who function at that level, such a high level of creativity, often maybe don't have that luxury of getting a lot of sleep. Fresh air, exercise, diet, they're all just, it's like that article said, it's the best 6 doctors. Here I'm adding a bit of ink onto the mistable stars, and I'm kind of scattering them on the piece because I do want these 2 pages to go together. I bring this to a point, and then I have to stop because the dogs are awake and Chris is awake, and I need to go downstairs and tend to my family, and then I come back in the end and do a live take and let you guys see how this turned out. I'm turning that tag into a journaling tag by just adding some lined heavyweight scrapbook paper. I'm not good without lines. I get too messy without lines. And I ran across some journaling that I did in my first traveler's notebook, and I was using a ruler to actually like write. You know, I put the ruler down and then I wrote against the ruler, and I really do like the way that that looked, and I might try something like that again. For this tag, I'm using a Uniball black pen, and I just wrote rest in peace, Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain. I'm going to step over here and get my journal while I'm writing this because I totally forgot to get it so I could keep up with what I was doing in this voiceover. I did the voiceover really early this morning. I've been awake since 5 and working since 5:30. So I didn't want to do this live this morning. Okay. On the rest of the tag, I write, life is full of phases. Navigate appropriately. So if you're in a blue phase, then, you know, do something to make yourself happy. You're responsible for your happiness. I'm not saying anything that anybody else has not said 1,000 times before. You know, we are sometimes we rely on other people to make us happy, and that's just not it, because then you are trying to make somebody happy, so their happiness can make you happy, and it's like a vicious circle. Take responsibility for your happiness. You know, do something that you really love to do. I know that you know, a lot of us have obligations and big things in our lives, but it's it's refreshing to just, you know, take a skip day. I took a skip day on Sunday. I just stopped everything I was doing. And I played, and I made paper beads, and I just had a good day. And almost that skip day allowed me to reset. And even if you don't do a whole day, that is the first skip day that I've had in a year, honestly. Except for my trip to Italy, I work every single day. And I mean, I like what I do. I love what I do. So it's really easy to just work and not take a day to just relax, you know, have a skip day. I'm putting the rest of the stuff that I have left from the page, kind of just clipping it. This is a tuck spot, so I can just put things in there and, you know, ready myself for the next page that I'm going to do. I am gluing this down at the bottom. I'm a little off frame, but you can still see what is happening down at the bottom of the page right there. I made this, and I really do like it. It's like a little speech bubble, and I just put it on a scrap piece of paper. And I want to do more of those because I like the way it looks, especially with the star in the middle of it. So I'm saying goodbye now, and I'll catch up with you at the end of this video. There's another short video clip, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you how my Traveler's Notebook Junk Journal page turned out. The one that I did in tribute to Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain. I finished it up. A lot of times I will get to like journal for about 10 minutes in the morning, and then I have to come back a little later on in the late morning or early afternoon and finish up the page. But I did want to show you the finished product and what it looked like. I did some journaling here, and then I did some journaling here, which is private journaling, so I won't show you that. But I did a little tip in with some washi tape that happily kind of matched everything else. I realized that the text here was in pink. I took a pink highlighter and just kind of highlighted over the edges just to kind of bring the whole thing together. And I did move one star from right here to over here to kind of tie those two pages together. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning and for watching me journal in my little Traveler's Notebook Junk Journal. I do have these for sale over at the Etsy shop. I think I have a couple more in there. So thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will talk to you soon. See you later. Bye.